welcome back to the channel. Today we are with the Civic again, and as a lot of you guys know, this car has almost 374,000 miles, and as far as I'm aware, this is the original engine, original transmission, original everything drivetrain wise. So that means that the car is getting way up there in age, it is well used. Eventually something could go wrong, right? So with all that being said, I went ahead and bought this. So this is a B20Z2 out of a CRV. I believe this is out of the later years of the first generation CRV. They came with these motors and they also came with B20Bs. The only difference between the two, the B20Z, which is this, hits peak torque at a little bit higher RPM than the B20B. So the B20B hits peak torque at around 4,300 RPM. This motor hits it at around 4,500. So that's really the main difference between the two. And the reason that I went with this motor specifically is because I want to go LS VTEC.
I'm just gonna pause the video here and say that I believe the correct term I'm looking for is B20V and not LS VTEC. I did a quick Google search before I recorded this video and found something that said an LS VTEC motor combines the bottom end of a non-VTEC B series motor with a dual overhead cam VTEC head. But I'm pretty sure what I'm building is considered a B20V, so just keep that in mind as the video goes forward. However, I could be wrong on both, so just let me know down in the comments, you know, what's right and what's wrong.
Now, for those of you who are like me and you don't know what the heck LS VTEC means, I just learned about it a few days ago, if I'm being honest with you. Basically, it's taking a B20 or a B18 block from a CRV, Integra, stuff like that, and then putting on a VTEC head from, say, like an EM1 SI. So a B16 VTEC head, dual overhead cam, onto a bigger block such as this that came out of a CRV. That's about as much knowledge as I have on it. I've done a lot of research so far, looking into it, trying to figure out all the stuff that I'm gonna need. I know there's some modifications that you have to do as far as like blocking off some oil passageways on the VTEC head, bunch of stuff like that, but I'm not too worried about it right now. All I'm worried about is what I have in front of me. So if I'm being honest, the only reason why I bought this engine is because it popped up for a really good deal, or at least it seems like a good deal in my eyes. So this popped up for sale. It was listed with the engine and the transmission. It was an automatic all-wheel drive transmission from a CRV. The guy was asking $400 for both of them. I said, hey, would you take $200 for the engine? He agreed, I went and got it. Boom, it's on my stand now. It did have the intake manifold and a couple other things on it, but I've already taken some stuff off. Torque converters over there, all that good stuff. $200 for an engine like this, especially in the market that we're in currently when it comes to Honda B series parts, I think that's a great deal. I've had my eye on Marketplace ever since I got this car, just trying to buy like a B series motors just so I can get into a little bit, get my hands dirty, take some stuff apart, learn as much as I can. And I mean, there's so many of these motors, B20Bs. I mean, the prices are crazy. People want anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for something just like this. And then you get into things like the B16 or the GSR, stuff like that, that's, you know, actually really more sought after than something like this. And people want upwards of $3,000 to $5,000 for those engines. And to me personally, I'm just not paying that for a car that I only have $800 invested into. And it just seems a little bit ridiculous to me. So I figured the best route to go would be LS VTEC. So get the bottom end for pretty cheap, bite the bullet, spend $1,000 to $1,500 on the head, and then that's gonna be the most that I have into it. Obviously, we're doing a full rebuild on this, so we're gonna have a lot more money invested in the parts. But if I can do this swap for sub $2,000, I think I'll be happy. I doubt I will, because I'm the type of person that loves things to be perfect, and I'm always gonna be willing to spend extra money just to make it that much better. So in the end, I would rather go this route, get my hands dirty, build it myself, spend a little bit less money over spending $4 to $5 grand on a motor that's ready to go and just dropping it in the car. So I wanna get my hands dirty, so that means we're gonna be taking this thing apart and doing a full rebuild on it while we search for the cylinder head. And then eventually, once everything's done and complete and ready to go, we're gonna drop it in this car. So, timeline for this is not gonna be super quick. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So, the goal with this series in doing this swap into this car is to give you guys a realistic kind of walk through about an average guy doing a B swap into his 99 2000 Civic. As some of you guys may know, I'm not the biggest Honda guy when it comes to like knowledge and stuff like that. I'm definitely a Subaru guy. That's the thing that I know the most about. But these cars are a lot more readily available and easier to work on than a Subaru. Swapping my Subaru would probably cost me upwards of 7 to 8 grand, and I'm just not super into that idea right now. So we're gonna be going with this car first. So let's talk a little bit about this engine. Obviously, I told you guys I paid $200 for it. As far as I know, it was running and driving. The guy told me it only had 195,000 miles. It came out of a CRV with an auto transmission. The way that I like to think is if it came out of an automatic CRV, the chances are it was probably taken care of. I know that when I drained the oil, it looked like a very fresh oil change. I've looked at the timing belt, there's no crack. It looks like it's been put on within the last couple years, maybe even sooner than that. But I've already pulled this valve cover off and looked around, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that so I can give you guys a look inside as well. So we got the valve cover off, and as you can see, it is fairly clean and fairly nice looking in here. I mean, to me personally, this doesn't look like it has 195,000. It kind of looks like it's around the 100K range. But again, you know, it really just depends on how well something's been taken care of. If you watch my video on doing that valve cover on this car, it was a complete black, dark mess underneath that valve cover, and it definitely looks like a motor with almost 400,000 miles. But this, everything looks good, it looks clean. Obviously, I haven't taken the cylinder head off and looked down in the cylinders, so we don't know how that is. I do know that it spins pretty freely. It gave me a little bit of trouble, but I don't know if it's because I was doing something wrong or if it had something to do with the torque converter. I don't know, but it seems to spin freely. Everything looks good so far. And obviously, it doesn't really matter what this kind of stuff looks like if we're gonna be putting a different head on it. But the important thing here is that if it looks clean in here, then that means it's probably been taken care of pretty well. And that's all I care about. This is gonna be the engine that we're putting into the Civic, kind of. Obviously, we're gonna get a different cylinder head. But as I mentioned before, the goal with this is to give you guys a series of an average dude who doesn't know a lot about Hondas doing a swap into his car, and hopefully a lot of you can relate to that. I'm gonna try my best to give you guys as much information as I possibly can. Everything that I learn, I'll pass on to you guys in a video. And then if you guys have tons of knowledge or know a lot about this swap particularly, feel free to go in the comments, give me some pointers on things that I need to do, parts that I need to order. Obviously, we don't have a transmission, we don't have our cylinder head yet, we don't have motor mounts, shift linkage, wiring harness, all that good stuff. These are all things that, as of right now, I have no idea what I need, but I just kind of know that I do need them eventually when we do the swap. So again, I'm gonna do my best to cover absolutely everything, give you guys a series on doing this swap that you can come back to for years and years and years. And that's kind of the goal with it, and hopefully that's something that you guys are interested in. If you are, feel free to leave a comment below and be on the lookout for future videos on it. Next step is going to be taking this engine outside and giving it a very good, thorough degreasing, pressure wash, clean. We need to get all of this nasty gunk and oil cake up residue and all that stuff off. So that's gonna be in the next episode of this. And then after that, we're gonna do a full tear down on this engine. So we're gonna take absolutely everything apart, lay it all out, show you guys everything. That's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed, hopefully you learned a little something. If you guys wouldn't mind heading down below and hitting the like button and the subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I normally don't ask for stuff like that, but in my last video I did, and you guys crushed it, so I appreciate that. But other than that, that's all I've got for you, and we'll see you in the next video.